Gallatin.
Oh, hi everybody out in YouTube land. What's good tonight? Say hi, Candy.
Hi.
Hi, is Gallatin gonna watch us tonight? Is that what you're saying? Hi, Gallatin. Are you joining us?
Did I send her the link? She'll just tell me, Andy, you should have lied to me and said it was Central Park.
Oh, you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna get an echo right now because it's gonna launch.
Let me grab my charger and my headphones. Hold on. Ugh.
See, there's nothing I can do. There, I fixed it. Oh, there. I'm so irritating. It's just how it is, you guys. Hi, Silver Sage. How you doing tonight? Hi, okay, Larry. What's good in your world? I'm gonna bring the show up on my other computer so I can see the chat better and go back to the Zoom meeting. See what's going on. Okay. And, oh man, my thumbnail. I just saw my thumbnail on YouTube and I got such a stupid look on my face. Oh, I just. Hi, Adam Foddy. Hi, On and On. Hi, Lori James. How's it going? X marks the spot. How you doing? That was almost fairy hands. Not to be confused with fairy hands.
Okay, I got my headphones.
Wanderer MT. Good to see you again. Jack. What up? Yeah, here we are again, you guys. I was just listening, like I was telling Candy, I was just listening to her show last night that she did that went 4 hours or something crazy like that.
Usually it goes like I go for 2 hours, and once it hits like midnight, I let everybody else take over my channel.
Yeah, she dropped off, and Alan K and Bear we're talking, yeah, logic. Anyway, that sparked all sorts. And Davio, hi Huli, how's it going? Hi Winston, how are you tonight? Not job, just drop by. Okay, you can. Plenty of nut jobs around, including me. Hey, huh? But okay, where am I? Let's get it to Fennhaven, right? Hi, Dirk. I see you. There's Davio. Hi, Eugene. There's RF. How's it going? But the conversation that was started last night and that Bear made a video today and talked more about was continuing important literature chapter. This is the important literature chapter and what we can try to pull out of this. And you know what? I really like the idea of breaking this down. You know, let's break this down in logical terms, in you know, what was the word you kept using last night? I don't know. I can't think of it. But the way he was, it was like, okay, it's if we all get our heads together, which is next to impossible. So how do you get your head? How does everybody get their heads together in this? How do we do it? It's breaking it down to find the, you know, the reals, not the off the page stuff, the facts, you know, the facts of the chase is what I'm trying to, anyway, holy cow. Like I know, but what we have is the book, right? And the facts. Oh, there's Richard Rutherford. Hello, Richard Rutherford, nomadic madman out there being a nomad traveler, rodeo, he got to go to Cody and Yellowstone. So I'm total jelly. There's Gallatin Ghost. Hi, Gallatin. And anyone see that guy Brett in his letter from Forest? Yeah, but
No.
that's okay. I mean, I don't want to, pee on anybody's cornflakes or, whatever,
Oh God, don't say
whatever
that.
gets you by, I mean, if that's what, if that guy found closure and is happy with that and if that made his heart skip a beat and thought, oh my, and it was like, so what's the difference? Just like the Forrest said many times, is a work of art. You liked it before you found out it wasn't signed or it was a forgery. Now you don't like it. Who's the phony here? So that's the same concept of that letter, and that's how I view it. If it is real, then wowza. If it isn't real, then wowza. I mean, who cares? If it makes if it served its purpose for it, then it's art, right? Whatever floats his boat. That's right, Jack. Anybody pee on cornflakes. I'm not here to piss on anyone's cornflakes.
I don't eat cornflakes, but if you piss on my Cheerios, I will cut you.
You picked the cereal, man. I don't know. I'm not even drinking. I need to, you know what? I brought beers up here tonight, but I'm just drinking a soda right now. What? I'm regretting not dumping some margarita in here or wine in here, actually.
DJ
so
got
I
me
am
some
going to crack
Bloody
a beer.
Marys.
What are you having tonight, Indy?
Right now I just have water, but DJ went to the store and got me Bloody Marys, and I'm just like, I'm tempted.
Ooh.
I'm tempted.
Ooh, I like Bloody Marys a lot too. You have to put a rim of celery salt around or something fun, to make it extra spicy pickle in it.
Well,
Hi,
remember
JD Pioneer. Nice to see you. Hi, ES. How's it
remember how
going?
last Friday we were drinking and I had that little drink of the mojito that I got from Costco?
Oh yeah. That little drink,
know.
It was a hurricane glass, like about the size of.
But I didn't know they were supposed to be like this big, a serving. And I just thought, fill it up, it'll be like nothing. I ended up drinking the equivalents of 12 mojitos that night.
How'd that go for you the next day?
Let's just say instead of DJ, like he got me, what was it, those ginger mules in a can? I was like, why did you get me the Bloody Mary ones? It would have been an opportune moment. So this time around, he's got them. I'm like, okay. But what do you drink if you get wasted off Bloody Marys? You just drink more in the next day?
Well, you drink a beer on the side. You drink a Bloody Mary and then a beer on a chaser, so you have two things going at once. That's what we do in the Midwest, man. And there's so much stuff sticking out of that. Usually there's so much stuff sticking out of your Bloody Mary that it's now some sort of a salad or dinner.
Oh my God. Did you ever go to West Yellowstone at Bullwinkle's and have their Bloody Marys? It's
no,
like
but I would.
It's a life-changing experience. Like I went there, hung.
Do they have a whole lunch or dinner involved?
It's not anything like poking out just like celery stick, but the way
the
bartender made this Bloody Mary was the most delicious Bloody Mary I've ever had in my life. I have dreams about that.
Hi, Queen Anne. Good to see you. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Richard Rutherford. He's up.
Jim?
Richard's like that's the chase with us, man. Doesn't he? I saw my name. Okay. Who's holding up candy? It looked good.
He's talking about the Bloody Mary. He was at the table with me.
Oh, you got to go there too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Jeff, Copper Dan, and Greg.
Awesome. That would be fun running with those guys.
Well, I know.
But anyway, okay,
Susie is
so what
back
do
up
I
there.
do? On and on. I know it's blasphemy, but I'm not impressed with Bullwinkles. You got to try
Why?
it again another day. First impressions might not always be, what you get.
Who hurt him?
Somebody could have had a bad day. The cook
Who
could have
hurt
been
you?
having a bad day. The waitress could have called in sick. Someone could have peed in her cornflakes. Things happen, man.
Where? Oh. I think the next time I get
I
all
need a life.
salty, Susie, I'm just gonna like call you. I'm gonna be like, Susie, I'm thinking about going live and ranting. Can you like instead say something that makes me laugh?
Okay. I have two kinds of beer. I have a
What kind of beer?
natty light or a Budweiser.
Oh man.
With barely any alcohol, these things. Or
Go with the frog.
Oh, natural
Very
light.
bold packaging.
I know. It was like, okay. I went to go get these, but these were $7. A whole case of these were $7 cheaper than this. So I mean, $7 is enough to buy a bottle of wine and a lottery ticket. Anyway, that's what's happening. Okay. Or that's what happened at my house earlier, as well as margaritas. But I'm opting for a beer right now. Okay. Try to slow my brain down. I feel like I want to talk about everything so fast. Or, like what's gonna come out first,
I'm trying to get Adam to come on because he was literally boasting all week. He's like, it's almost Friday. Susie's going to be live. And I'm like, it's the highlight of our week. And he's like, I'm just waiting for her to go live. I'm like, well, then get your ass on here.
MJ Inzer. Hi, MJ Inzer. Good to see you. Nap today, and Toby made a brief appearance in my dream. What the hell? What the hell? Wow. On and on. I know. I did watch an old Toby video, or Toby and Shelly, This is going to be interesting, I think. Susie had already drank a 6-pack. No, this is my very first beer. Hey, I didn't even take a drink yet. Here we go. Get ready for double blazes. I've been drinking 7-Up and iced tea today. So, I mean, it's not like I drink because I'm too nervous when I come on here. I have to drink on Friday nights.
Really?
Not have to. No, but I do get like a nervous wreck because I don't know why. It's just I have anxiety. I live with anxiety. I mean, it's a part of my, MO. So, even though feels like I can talk my
I'm the same way. It takes me forever to like get used to someone and comfortable around them. And like it was funny because when I met you in Vegas, I'm like, she's my people. I'm comfortable. And then other people, they're coming to you to talk to you, saying like, I watch you, and you're just like, you start like going like this, looking around, waiting for someone to save you because you just aren't comfortable being like spotlight of people. So I get it.
I'm reading the chat. RF said, I almost bought me some beer today, maybe in a couple of weeks. What's new in your news, MJ? And oh, I see. Wait, it's not me. Beer makes you smarter. It made Bud wiser. Davio.
That's funny.
Yep. It's smarter every 12 ounces. Oh, hi, K-Pro. There's K-Pro. Hi, guys. Driving, but still listening, headed to Utah. Oh, exciting. That's fun. Good luck. I hope you get it. That would be super. Um, I would love, but I would love to try going online sometime, says Queen Anne, but I have anxiety too. I says, I know I can't think about it, or I get all, or if I see myself too much, it's like, oh my God, I hate the way I don't like to see myself while I'm doing this either. So it's a very uncomfortable thing. But anyway, that's why, hence I'm going to have a beer, and probably should have had it first before I push the live button. Oh, Candy, are you still here?
Yes.
Are you trying to reel in more people? Is that what you're up to?
I sent a few links to people for you, but I was commenting on this person saying something mean about the hunt that was just solved, and I think it's really sad. So give him a dose of my medicine.
Oh, yeah, Queen Anne. It's easy to. Well, it's not easy. Just get a beer and come and push a button. See what happens. Oh, hi, Mary Green. Good to see you.
Capro says, hi, guys.
Lucky
Driving,
Digger.
still listening. Headed to Utah.
Do hikers rest near where warm waters halt? Says Nomadic Madman. Oh, at K-Pro, because that's something that's like a hint or a clue in that Utah treasure hunt. Cheers,
well,
Susie.
Gallison
Push
and
the button.
We were
Click
interpreting
things.
that clue as something for Midway. Because if you look at, when you go on a hike, especially my out of shape ass, you tend to go and rest halfway or midway through your hike until you get to the top.
You know what? Earlier today, Nomadic Madman posted a video of the fishing bridge. Holy cow, that was hard for me to, easy for you to say. Anyway, but he posted a picture of, or started the video of him standing in front of the sign, the fishing bridge sign, and right by him was this giant question mark on the sign, like an information question mark. And that just went up. Can I show that, Nomadic Madman? Can I show that beginning of your video to everybody where that sign, the fishing bridge sign? Hey, I probably can just find it via Google, wait for it. There we go. Fishing bridge. Fishing bridge. Where it says no fishing. Yellowstone sign. Uh-oh. I want to show everybody. I wonder, do all the signs in Yellowstone, are they all like that with the question mark? View all images. Okay. Oh, wow. It's just beautiful. Oh, well, there's like all sorts of different signs, it looks like, or I don't know. Okay, I will give up and quit wasting you guys' time. Back to there, reality. Anyway, I just thought, question mark is a map symbol. It's the information symbol, so I don't know, but you guys know what I mean? leave my trove for all to see, question mark. Who posted the pic? It was Nomadic Madman. He didn't post the pic. He posted a video of him and the video starts with him in front of the fishing bridge sign. Is where that is, Huli. Hi, Albert. Hey, Albert. Bless you.
Hey, Albert. Thank you.
I'm going back to my FF corner. Oh, Gallatin goes, yep, you guys, I have to, now you're mad, or now you're heartbroken about, you think you guys figured out where that treasure was in Nevada? Was it in Nevada or California?
Yeah, it was in Nevada. It's okay. We don't talk about it. Gallatin's here. She told me I should have just lied to her.
She's going back
in
into
Central Park.
She's going back into her Forest Fen corner. Good call.
She told me she can't do any more hunts. She's like, I'm all timed out. Oh, did you put the Zoom link in your chat, Susie?
No, I didn't. I just sent it to you, but because I don't know, do we want random? I forgot I was going to focus and have a real show.
Oh, okay. No, I was just curious. Just asking. I know, like, sometimes when I like get Galaxy into Zoom, he has like really good content to discuss and like bounce back and forth with. So that's why I was asking.
Yeah, Galaxy. I thought you emailed it to her. Oh.
No, it's a Galaxy.
Oh, Galaxy. Is Galaxy in here?
Yeah, he's in here.
Hi, Galaxy. Maybe I will meet you, Susie and Cody. That would be awesome, Eugene. Meet you and Cody. Let's go to the fishing bridge and look at that sign.
What the heck is JHSM? Just here. No, just here, shake my head. I don't know. I don't know these acronyms anymore. Like, what is this language you speak?
Who said it?
Galaxy. He said no, JHSM. So I'm trying to interpret it. Does it mean
just here?
Shake my head.
Short minute.
Just here. Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Which one is right? Let us know, Galaxy.
Oh, Joseph Henry.
Really just shit in my head.
Joseph Henry Shark Cabin. I will cut you.
Oh, look at Nomadic Madman said I could play his video.
I like, because you know how Tyler, he'll jump on my show. Sometimes he wants to be included, so I'll let him jump in. And
yeah,
poor kid, he's
he
so
comes in
passionate about. Well, he's so passionate about the Joseph Henry Sharp Cabin, and I know a lot of people.
And it is
like,
awesome.
really pissy about it.
Who gets pissy about it?
Well, like other people in chat and stuff, they're like, we don't want to hear about it. And I'm like, dude, this is what he has to just cheer up. Let him talk about it for 10 minutes. Like, it's not a big deal. The Galaxy's like, no Joseph Henry Sharp Cabin.
But it is wonderful. It is fantastic because it is, you know, Fenn did give that. I mean, it's huge. Forrest Fenn gave that cabin to, you know, he made it happen where it is in the place it is. So it's kind of like, wow, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, right here. Fishing bridge. Here it is. Okay, I'm gonna go over to, oops. Okay, I'm gonna do share screen. Oops, stop.
Ooh, what's he gonna show?
I'm gonna show Nomadic Madman's fishing bridge.
Oh, okay. I'll go back chat.
Okay. I don't know. How do I, oh, here, I gotta go here first. I gotta go here. Here, share, screen. Share screen. Okay, right here. This one. Share sound. Share. Okay. Let's see what happens. This could make my computer. Okay, but here it is. Anyway, you guys can already see the fishing bridge sign, elevation 7792. And then here, I'll just let it play a little bit.
It's about 9 o'clock at Yellowstone National Park. About to cross, or actually park at the fishing bridge. Take some video there.
Yellowstone General Store, fishing bridge. Is that a Totem Cafe? Oops.
At Yellowstone National Park.
I didn't mean to start it over, but I guess that's fine.
Or actually park at the fishing bridge. Take some video there.
Look at that, you guys. It's stunning. It's so sad that you can't fish off the fishing bridge any longer.
Isn't this where Greg threw that coin over the fishing bridge?
I don't know. He just made this video today. Or what? Or I think this is the location, but
No fishing on fishing bridge.
and for 1 mile downstream. How about that? What about upstream? Hey. Okay. Well, I'm going back here. That's so good. It just is so Forrest Fenney, that whole, it's just like so embedded in him that, he lived at the fishing bridge that's where they set up camp and lived in tent. Oops, let me get out of here. Exit full screen. Get off YouTube so my Zoom doesn't go wonky. I'm asking a lot out of this computer, doing all these things. Okay, there we go. I'm back. In case I saw at least 3 fake blazes in that video. No kidding, huh? Yeah, but that's like, you could just go, when Forrest was a kid, they just could go down there and have a campsite. But there is a fishing bridge RV park, which I saw when I was searching in here. Like, there must be a campsite or camping near the fishing bridge. I don't know. Candy, did you see the picture that someone posted where it looked like the pie illustration on Google Earth, right where Madison meets the border? Ask Galaxy, Candy?
Hold on, let me go back to chat lock. Pie illustration on Google Earth, right where Madison meets the border. Wait, you mean right where it's the Montana-Wyoming border of the Madison? Just like in the illustration Teachers with Ropes? So meaning the 7 cable car run fishing hole and Barnes holes? That one? Is that what Galaxy?
You mean the pie illustration where he's sitting under the tree?
Yeah, and from the Totem Cafe Caper.
But there's 2 versions of that illustration. That one has the pie with crust on top, and the other one has holes in it.
Yeah, I saw that, and it's funny because, like, yeah, he said yes. So yeah, I haven't seen that, but I'm in that spot for sure. Gallatin and I have been poking around that area for a while.
Which pie illustration? Oh yeah, thank you, Lucky Digger. I was looking for that, and then I got distracted. It's in the Cafe Caper, not Buffalo, not wherever.
Wait, is he talking about the Dove and the Moon illustration? Because that's what I see when I think what he's talking about is Dove and the Moon illustration, not
No,
the,
he said
not the
pie.
pie. Hold on, I'm looking for the pie.
No, me too.
He's talking about the one that was posted by Steve Buck.
It's on page 47, of course.
I think he's talking about the one that was posted by Steve Buck, which is the same thing Gallatin and I have been working on for a while, but it is not the pie. It's actually the Dove and the Moon.
Oh, yeah. So on the first one, on the tiny version of it, it looks like the pie crust has these little dashes. I don't know, is that going to zoom? Not really. You guys know it's on page 47, and then the bigger version of it on page 49 is this one where the crust looks like it's gone, you know, the top crust. So it's and his shoelaces look like they have X's on them. I can find stuff all day long. And this one, the bigger picture with that pie there's a 2 in his ear. His ear is clearly the number 2. Nobody's ear looks like a number 2. So, yeah, ears are strange in this. In some of these illustrations, I can find numbers in the ears. Like the cow's ear on Bessie and Me, where, you know, it's the Rockwell painting and it's looking over shoulder, and there's that looks like a 3 in its ear. So are you looking for, you know, is it the first clue, second clue, third clue? You know, is the third clue something to do with the cow, the Bessie and Me chapter? I don't know. Mary Green chasing Indy. Did you or Gallatin go look around the old Madison fire tower area? Oh, good question, Mary Green. I like that idea of a tower, a fire tower, you know, watchtower.
Did you see Ellen K?
No, what do you say?
He said, Tony Rusi, you should have streaked in front of them screaming, Terry Skunt with marble gaze.
In front of who?
I don't know, but that was pretty funny.
Teachers with ropes, basically. What did you have to say?
I said teachers with ropes, basically, like, you know, the illustration teachers with ropes. It, in my opinion, it basically shows you the entirety of the solution, right? So the teacher that's halting the traffic, that's Madison Junction. She's halting the Warm Waters, which the Warm Waters where they halt is Madison Junction. And then the rope that her and the kids are connected to or tied to, that represents the Madison River. And in my opinion, each one of the children represents the fishing holes. And I took a picture and compared it to a fishing map and the illustration, and it matches up perfectly because the little girl where the rope cuts off is exactly where the fishing hole cuts off when it stops being in Wyoming. It goes into Montana. So you got Barnes Hole in Montana on the border. Then you got 7 Cable Car Run on the border of Wyoming. And she represents what I believe is the part right before Barnes Holes. So as long as you stay within Wyoming, you're still following all the clues. So Fenn said in like an interview once that Gallatin found, he said that pictures can say more than words can. So there's like,
yeah, I've heard that quote too. out of him. And I like that idea of staying all in Wyoming because Jack told us that all the clues are in Wyoming. They don't start someplace else and end in Wyoming. They're all contained within Wyoming. So Alan Kay says, he said Cynthia, Justin, Amy, he said he saw Cynthia, Justin, Amy crossing the Madison with a camera crew. No.
Yeah,
Tony
they're up
Rusi.
there.
I know, but is he pulling our leg? And that's why he was like saying, I should have streaked in front of him.
That's so funny.
But those guys are all, that's awesome. I can't wait to see what those guys, I mean, what they all come up with. Who knows what shenanigans those people are doing up there? I mean, as in filming shenanigans. Please see Tony Rusi's comment above. Julie, what's the Zoom number? I want to call and make a report. Okay.
I gave her the number in her damn chat room thingy, her Facebook Messenger.
Oh, let me get the no, I can just put it in here and let whoever if I can figure out. Wait, I'm really clicky. I'm really clicky. I don't know where to get to the here we go.
Do you want me to post it?
I got it.
Where the hell is my illustration? Watch, I'm sending it to you right now, Susie. You're gonna trip out.
Did it.
Hold on, I've got like 1,000 cartoon versions of searchers in my phone to get through. Jimmy Crickets. I haven't deleted those yet. I should probably delete them because they're taking up so much storage.
Eugene says they are, or RF says in the chat, they're looking for another GPS solve.
Oh God, that's so funny. GPS solve's never gonna die. It's just gonna haunt us for all eternity.
Oh, I've let it go a long time ago.
No, I let it go too.
Susie Fennhaven says, Nomadic Madman says, ask the room if Jack has replied to any interesting emails lately. Like, is a chest being sold? What do you do all day, Jack? Not
Jack's actually,
Jack.
He hasn't responded to my email in a while. Like, I can't remember the last one I sent him, to be honest.
I haven't sent him anything, so I don't know what to say.
Why won't it let me select more than one photo? Damnation. Hold on. Oh, by the way, Gallatin gave me her approval yesterday to finally show something that she discovered, and that like it's so interesting. Okay, so I just sent this to you, Susie.
Okay.
To your email so you could share it. You could screen share it.
Okay. I know. Elevator music goes here. I am not. Oh, here's your. Okay, here's that. Did you do a new email to me or?
Yes. New email.
rfhecky@gmail.com.
Yeah. Shit. Did I send it to the wrong person? Hold on.
I'll refresh
Hold
my.
on.
Send.
No, I sent it to you.
I see. Nope, there it is. I see it.
Okay. Oh, I sent it under stashes and caches. I don't know why.
Right. That's the one I always.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna click on these photos because this shows your phone number.
Well, like the first one, it literally shows you this is in fact the illustration Teachers with Ropes, and Teachers with Ropes is an aerial view of the search area, right? Gallatin is a smart cookie that cracked the shadow in the car for Teachers with Ropes. So
you sent me two pictures?
Yeah. I sent you the one I found, which was, I believe the fishing holes are represented by the children touching the rope, holding the rope. And Gallatin was the one that found that the little dark head shape in the car that's, behind the kids actually represents the same exact geographic feature of Harlequin Lake. which happens to be right above there. So she actually drew the car on the aerial version of the Google Earth for that area, and it shows you Harlequin Lake is in fact that shape of the head, and then it shows you where the car is, and it shows you the exact path of the Madison River, mimics the path of the rope, and then all where the children are, it shows all the fishing spots on the Madison River, and right where the border of Wyoming gets cut off to Montana, that's where the rope cuts off. So the final fishing hole you look at that's in Wyoming, I believe, is the 7 Cable Car Run fishing hole. So I sent you the map for that too to compare. But it's pretty cool.
Okay, I got it. Now I'm gonna go here, go back to my Zoom, go to screen share. Boom. I rock this now. I've got this. Share. There we go.
Yay. Pinch out for bigger view.
Bigger view. How's that? That's as big as it gets on mine.
Yeah. See? Do you see that little dark spot right there where it's green circled? That's the exact shape of the weird shadow head in the car from Teachers with Ropes illustration. And Gallatin found really,
that. Yeah. And then, oh, I see. And then she's got X's along that.
Yeah, the red's Madison Junction, which is the teacher who's halting the children. And then the rope is the path of the Madison River. And each one of the children are the fishing holes. Because the fishing holes, that's why I sent you the second picture. It shows you
and there's
the exact
one
matchup. So if you scroll in, it shows like 1's Madison Junction, 2's Big Bend. I believe it stops off at number 7 because we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so that should be Cable Car Run because Barnes Hole is in Montana, right? And we believe Barnes Hole is home of Brown. So as long as you put in below the home of Brown, which is Barnes Hole, you stay within Wyoming, meaning all the clues are still in Wyoming, but it's giving you the fishing holes. So somewhere between Barnes Hole and Cable Car Run, we believe is where it was.
That Cable Car Run, that's funny because, just because of the long ride home and they're running alongside the car. The car, they're running alongside the car. So it's, car run. That's kind of funny.
Yeah. And then you see the girl's dress if you zoom in, and it's the pattern of the trees because, again, it's an aerial view of the map, right? And in her dress, Gallatin found this, there's a hidden omega symbol in her dress, right where the rope cuts off. So he's showing you. Which girl,
the front one?
Yeah, her. You could zoom in, you could see the pattern of her dress. Because in the original one, she doesn't have a pattern. The little tiny picture.
Yep, I know, but I can't zoom in any further on this, on what I'm working with here.
I think I have a zoomed in version. But yeah, it's basically showing the aerial view is the top of the trees, right? Her dress is the trees. And so there's a little tiny omega symbol hidden within the bow of her dress. And it's showing that the rope's the Madison River. And you're supposed to go to this area somewhere between Barnes Hole and Cable Car Run. And then a patch of forest is where you're going to find it. And just so happens, Jack said, oh, it's a patch of forest. So that's our fun research that we do. Nonstop.
Oh no, did you try getting into Tony Rusi? Did you try getting in here? And I was too busy screen sharing to notice somebody was trying to get in here. If that happened, do try again. Okay, let me go back to where I can see the chat. Tony's admit. Did it work now? Tony, there he is. Whoops. He's going to tell us about the spotting of our main characters in the continuing saga of the chase. Our main characters are up in Yellowstone, spotted by Tony. Okay, what do you have to report? Can you hear me now?
Can
you hear me, Indy?
Yes.
Tony. Push the audio button. Dang.
Oh,
Oh,
I
I
forgot
almost
to
heard
send
you.
this one too. Oopsies. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me go back here.
Hi, Tony. I think I can hear you now.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, there you are. So where are
Yeah.
you? I mean, are you in?
I'm back in Seattle. I left Yellowstone, West Yellowstone at about 6 p.m. last night. We drove straight through. Got in about
Awesome.
8 this morning.
Wow. Wow.
But
So how long
2
were
days-
you there?
2 days ago. I was there for 3 days.
And did you did you camp or how did you what did you do?
One day we crashed at a rest stop. The next day we had a hotel room at Golden West in West Yellowstone.
And so did you go up there?
It was a pretty good deal. I mean, it was only like $135, which is way cheaper than most places in West Yellowstone. This time
Was
of
it
year.
super busy? Was there a lot of people?
Yes. By 8 o'clock, there was a line all the way back to the middle of town, and at night, in the afternoon, after 3, there was like a 14-mile backup along Madison. It started before Madison Junction. In fact, it was back to Oyo Caliente one day. It was super
And
crowded.
was it because of buffalo, or was it just because too many people? Too many buffalo or too many people?
It's a couple. We saw a bunch of elk along the Madison elk
Awesome.
family, but I don't think it was that. Everybody cruises the Madison at about 15 miles an hour, and they just cruise out of the park really slow.
Just because their jaws hanging open the whole time, just like, can you believe what we're seeing?
It's almost like Disneyland. It's like being on a Disneyland ride. You know, You're going so slow you can look around, and you're not going to kill anybody. You know, because you're going so slow. You just, it's like a big, huge Disneyland ride. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, I get it totally. And awe-inspiring. At every turn.
Yeah.
I'm sure of it. And I think that's really Forrest wants everyone to see that. I think Forrest wants everyone to go looking for Yellowstone.
It's an amazing place. I would definitely want to move there. I'm definitely thinking about it. I'm going to take lessons in how to fly fish. I'm going back. I might go back Monday. I'm just trying to recover.
In love with Yellowstone.
We went down there to film with a crew on our Oyo Solve. I believe that Oyo Caliente is where warm water salt. And so I spent about 2 hours and zillions of retakes down at Oyo on Fountain Flats. But before that, the day before that, before I found my crew, I just happened to be driving out of 11 Mile, and just north of 11 Mile, Cynthia and her crew were coming across the Madison. And so I just freaked and jumped out, parked the car, jumped out and ran back there. I had never met Cynthia before. And
so
then
did you go over and talk to
Absolutely, yeah.
Excuse me, Tony. I'm going to tell everybody this is who you hear talking. The disembodied voice is Tony Rusi in the chat. Everybody, just in case you missed who is talking, this is Tony Rusi, and he just said he saw and then went running over there and saw Cynthia and crew, and so Amy and Justin and Matt. Is that
Smell the sunshine?
All the sunshine, Matt. Yeah,
they
were all there at the Madison near Ojo Caliente. Is that where you just said?
No. I was at 11 Mile, which is
11 Mile. Yeah, 11 Mile. 11 Mile.
Yeah, we were just north of 11 Mile. Okay, we weren't. I'm not north. Excuse me. East. We were upriver of 11 Mile. Okay, and she was coming across the river with a camera person on either side of her. And and Justin and Amy were on the other bank, and they were following her. And they came over. I'd never met her before, so I come up and I introduced myself. I got to shake her hand, and then boom, Justin was there, so I started talking to him, and Amy was there. It was cool. It was fun.
That's super cool. I mean, what are the chances?
And
that's just so awesome.
It was weird. It was like destined to happen, I guess. But earlier in the day, I had been in Bob Jacquelin's fishing shop in town, and they had heard that she had also been doing the same thing at 9 Mile. So she's been tall. She's covering all her bases along Madison River, as far as I could tell.
Interesting. Really interesting, because that's not where the GPS salt was. I mean,
no, it's not. No. And you remember when Dale, is it Dale? It's Dale, right? Dale's a connection. Anyway, Dale said, I'm just going to be upset. I'm going to be really upset if Madison Junction isn't where warm water salt. That's what he said on Amy's show. And it may be true. I don't believe it. I don't believe there's actual physical warm water that halts at the Madison like it does at Oyo at his.
Candy says, is there a swimming hole? Or?
Go ahead. I want to hear Candy. I'd like to hear Candy's
let's hear it.
response to that.
I mean,
get on camera, lady.
Fine, hold on. Okay, so basically, a lot of us are interpreting things, right? It's like, oh, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, but we've got actual drawings in TTOTC that Fenn provided us with. And not only did he just provide them, he added to them. That's why he's got the F with the dot in each one of the illustrations that has a clue. It helps guide you. And a lot of us, me, Gallatin, Dale, a lot of people, we see that illustration as the aerial view of the map for the solve area. And the teacher represents Madison Junction, and she's just so happens to be halting the children, which represent the fishing holes on the Madison. So if you look at the aerial view of the picture from Teachers with Ropes and the rope, and then you look at the flow of the Madison, Gallatin did that. It's a match. It shows that Madison Junction is in fact where Wilmer's halt. And on top of that, you got that damn infamous anagram I found, like, I don't even remember how many years ago, where it says the fire hole halts at home. And you know how I was like obsessed with fire hole? Well, it's because I'm a dumbass and I don't know how to read it or interpret it right. It's saying the fire hole halts at home. So the fire hole halts at the Madison River, which is how, the Madison Junction is created. So the warm waters of the fire hole really does halt at Madison, which gives you Madison Junction. So it's not just, my opinion itself, it's illustrations that match up to it. And not just myself and other people, they've also connected this. So Team Madison Junction.
Go ahead.
Okay, I would like to hear the logic. Okay, I'm a mechanical engineer, so I want something that I want the poem to be literally correct. I want to have physical proof that warm water actually halts at wherever you think where warm water salt is. Now, if you say it's because I know for a fact that the fire hole is not warm at Madison Junction. Now, Gibbons may be warm because there are thermal sources closer to where it ends, but it takes two. We know that there have to be at least two sources of water that are, and the warm water has to physically halt, and that's why I have a problem with Madison Junction. I mean, what do you want to call it? It's a metaphorical solve versus a literal solve.
If you can't dip your toe in it and feel that it's warm, I mean, That's
my problem with it. And he said that. Fenn said, dip your toe. Is it warm? Did you dip your toe in it? If you dip your toe at the end of the fire hole, it's not warm.
Well, that's
why
the
I have a
thing,
problem
though.
with
You
it.
got it in the poem, right? And Fenny's even commented on "A River Runs Through It." You know that story? And a
Right.
lot of us, especially me, interpret, you need to figure out what it is. And a lot of us interpret it as a river. So begin something, some
Absolutely.
type of river where warm waters halt. And that, if you read it as begin Madison where warm waters halt, that's literally how you interpret it. That's where the Madison starts, is where the Gibbon and Firehole stop, they halt. And it creates Madison Junction, which just happens to give you your footpath of where to start and how everything is contiguous. Fenn said everything had to be contiguous, everything had to be touching.
Absolutely.
So
He did.
if Madison is our it, and then the other things, the clues are fishing holes and stuff like that, everything's touching.
I
Is there-
understand. I have a solve where everything is contiguous and it's all down on Oyo Flats. Okay. What I'm trying to say is, you have to, in my opinion, you have to have a physical volume of water that physically halts. Okay, that's what I'm looking for, and I don't.
And
see
does it
that
physically halt by turning to
Madison
cold?
Junction. No, yeah, down at Oyo, the water flows into the fire hole and goes about 30 yards down the river to where Fenn was taking his free bath. At that spot, it's in an eddy. It's an eddy about 30 yards long. The water recirculates back up river and then back down. It's a big recirculation. It's a hydraulic.
That sounds like a wonderful
huge-
where warm waters halt.
Tony, you're
It
Team
is
Firehole, right?
absolutely. It is absolutely where warm waters halt. And it all summer long, 24/7. You can take a bath there, and it's always going to be bath temperature. It's going to be bath temperature, warm water, and it's 4 feet deep. It's not just the film of hot water running on the surface. It's 4 feet deep due to the mixing in the eddy. So it's a bath spot. Okay, it's like a natural hot tub.
Is there some sort of is there a brown wooden sign that says hot springs or warm or bath or is there like
There's a
some
sign
sort
there
of
there's a sign
Yeah.
there that at Oyo Spring, and there's 5 rivulets that feed down into the water. So it's not just one water source, it's plural. There's 5 rivulets that feed into the fire hole there. And that water gets mixed really well, and there's a huge area of bath temperature water. Now, if you move 1 foot out toward the main current, it gets cold.
so
Just
where
like
is your
Justin
canyon down?
described in river bathing is best. He talked about how he had to move a little bit once in a while because his feet were getting cold. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Just read River Bathing is Best again. And to me, it's where warm water salt. And I'm open to, I'd love to hear how Madison Junction is WWH, but to me, it's a metaphorical solve, and it doesn't relate to the temperature of the water because the water from the fire hole is not warm down there. It gets warm.
Ben literally
up at
sat me
the
down on his
swimming
couch.
spot. What?
Ben sat me
hear it.
down
Go
on
ahead.
his couch when I met him in 2019, and he told me about how the fire hole and the warm waters of the fire hole ended up changing because of an earthquake that happened up there. And it ended up opening the fissures, and it released more, what was it? It was like heat or whatever pressure. So it literally warmed the waters. And if you go back and you read all these articles about Yellowstone and all that stuff, it talks about how in the summertime, the warm waters of the fire hole, they get so hot that the fish can't survive in them because they need oxygen to breathe. And when it's warmer water, the oxygen actually moves faster. So the oxygen that they get when the rain falls and they collect it, it actually gets released. That's why fish have to be in colder water. That's how they breathe. So Ben told me that story. He's like, the warm waters of the fire hole became too deadly for the brown trout to survive. So they had to go up colder streams.
Okay, there's problems with that. Now,
Okay, go
the
ahead.
oxygen, fish need oxygen. That's absolutely true. But the fact that the fire hole is warm in places makes it fishable earlier in the fishing season. Okay, at certain times, the fire hole areas in the fire hole get too hot, so the fish have to move upstream into the creeks, you know, the tributaries that feed the fire hole. It
there's
depends on the time of
Sentinel
the year.
Creek, there's Fairy Creek. I know all of the tributaries of the fire hole. I was
Right.
stuck on the fire hole for a long time.
Okay, what I'm trying to tell you is that there's no way that the water that in the fire hole, when it gets down to Madison, it's no longer warm. It hasn't been warm after the fishing area is the last not the fishing area. After the swimming hole that's the last geothermally heated area on the fire hole. And that's still at least a mile from the Madison. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The fire hole is not warm at the junction.
If you look in the book Flywater that Fenn famously quotes in the chapter Flywater, he talks about the book Flywater. In the book Flywater, it literally lists the fire hole as the warm waters. He says the warm waters, like not just Fenn, it's people, fishermen, everything. And warm waters doesn't necessarily always have to mean actual physical warm water. It is a term they use for fishing.
Okay. Candy, what did Fenn tell us to do? Was the water warm? Did you dip your toe in it? He told us.
Dip your toe in it doesn't necessarily just mean dipping your toe physically in the water. It means, did you try it? If you look up that terminology, did you dip your toe in it means, did you try it out?
Okay, we're going to have to disagree. We're going to have to agree to disagree on this, Candy.
Okay, I got something for you guys. Both of you guys.
In my opinion, Fenn told us that for a reason, because he wants you to identify exactly where warm water's halt. Literally, not metaphorically.
What I like about where warm water's halt being the Madison is because of I'm digging in the preface in Too Far to Walk, and he said there, you know, you don't have to be a genius to recognize the clue in my preface. And and so the very last line right before, I mean, here I'm going to show this picture, is, you know, a fly fish, right? And it said, that day will never come for me, and my disappointment will still cast a lonesome shadow across the Madison River. For me now, it's just too far to walk. So, okay, so if the Madison River is where warm waters halt, you can also then, since the clues are contiguous or continuous, or however you say, that also too far to walk, if you think that's a clue, too far to walk is also along the Madison River. So it seems like there's a connection to too far to walk from where warm waters halt to too far to walk are both along the Madison River. You know, it's just, where do you find that where warm waters halt? And that's what I think, that's what I like. Tony, what do you think about that?
Well, look, this is open to interpretation, in my opinion. And I can see a metaphorical case for Madison Junction being where warm waters halt, in Fenn's opinion, if he was looking for a metaphorical solution. But to me, he said stuff like, I remember quotes from him like, "Don't mess with my poem. You know, it's straightforward. There's no subterfuge in sight. You know, it has to be a dead simple physical interpreration, in my opinion."
I think so too. I
can see the metaphorical thing. And that's why I wanted to talk to Candy. I wanted to ask her why she thinks Marvin Fenn wanted to die at 11
found the article that literally says
it. Okay, what I want to read it. I would love to see a link to the article, because if Marvin wanted to die there, it's a good bet that Fenn wanted to die there too. I totally
know.
agree with you.
That's why it says me in the middle, because his mother died at Lions Bridge on the Madison. His father wanted to die somewhere on the Madison.
Way far away. That's way over in Montana, though. That's
yeah, I know, but
near.
it's still part of the Madison. He even says it.
Yeah.
So you know how he talks about me in the middle? If his mom died on the far end of the Madison, and his dad wanted to die, what I'm thinking is on the left side of the Madison, then Fenn wanted to be found in the middle, which just happens to be right in the middle of where the illustrations are pointing.
I see I see a question. I'm sorry, Tony. I see a question in the chat for you.
No, go ahead. Okay. Go ahead.
It's from Nomadic Madman. He asked Tony Rusi if he will be on a documentary.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to be in. Well, actually, I have to sign the NDA. I haven't signed it yet. That's why I can talk to you about this, because I haven't signed the one with the Nomadic team. Okay. There's another team out there, and I spent 2 hours getting interviewed with them, and they didn't ask me to sign an NDA, so I feel like I can talk about this because I think it's pertinent to what's going on. But 11. Let me just say, 11 Mile Hole is a great solve. Okay, if you can, you've got 2 no paddle up your creeks that feed extra oxygen into that area. It's a world-class fly fishing site that would be attractive to Marvin and Forrest and anybody else who's into fly fishing. And there's an island between the 2 creeks, the 2 no paddle up your creeks in that area. After that, I'm lost because I don't know what you're going to use for a blaze there. It's definitely in a canyon, which is another requirement, in my opinion, from the poem. You have to have some kind of a canyon. So it's a great solve. The only problem is, as far as I know, no one found
Red Canyon,
the treasure site down there. That's the problem. There's no tree you could bury a treasure under. I mean, it's a huge area to go search, so it's going to be hard to prove.
Do you remember?
But I really like it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Do you remember Scrapbook 50? I think it was Scrapbook 50 from Forrest Fenn and on Dale's site.
Okay, what was
it? It was the one where he's talking about Marty, Digging Gypsy.
No, I don't remember. No.
So
go ahead.
There's this scrapbook that Fenn wrote about Marty, also known as Digging Gypsy, and she is the only searcher that has ever gotten the double omega symbol from Forrest Fenn himself. And the story that he's talking about, she was actually searching the Madison River for 4 days up there.
Okay.
And Fenn, in his own words, said if he was a betting man, he would bet on this woman.
Oh, okay. That sounds great. In my opinion, anything along the Madison on the Wyoming side is in play still. If you can find a blaze out there, well, you've got it solved. So anyway, that's all I had to say.
When you talk about 11 Mile Hole, yeah. Is that the same where it's 11 miles from West Yellowstone?
Yeah, it's called, there's lots of names for it. It's called Big Bend. It's called the Water Hole. It's called 11 Mile Hole.
Oh, yeah, I know about that. So yeah. I don't know if you ever read Rumblings and Ramblings, but in Rumblings and Ramblings, Fenn talks about how they had a secret tree where they stashed their fishing gear, and it was 11 miles from the border of West Yellowstone, and it was around that area. So maybe your blaze is the tree.
Maybe. Yeah, all I know is that people are honing in on this now, and I've got to take Jack at his word when he says, if you find out where Forrest wanted to die, you got the right spot. And if Marvin wanted to die there, and his mom wanted to die there, and he wanted to die in between them, you got the right spot. Still going to take a lot of legwork. Getting across the river there is not easy. It's a lot easier if you have fishing waders on.
Is that why Cynthia was over there trying to cross the river?
Yeah, she didn't have any waders on. But she had two, long hiking poles with her. She wasn't having any problem at all. But it was like up to her shoulders. It's not. She wasn't in a shallow area.
Did you get any photos?
No, I didn't get photos of it. I wasn't even thinking about that at the time. I was just, I considered Cynthia to be a hero of mine. It's like, would you want to meet your rock star hero? I would.
I met her. She ran away from my shots.
No, I think she's awesome. She was so nice. She's like, now you give me some photos so I know you get back after crossing the fire hole. Because there's places, if you cross the fire hole, it's whitewater. You get class 3, class 4 rapids down below Firehole Falls.
I believe Cynthia knows. She knows what she's doing out there. Brave woman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
She's awesome.
Where you're crossing across the Madison is probably class 2 water. It's pretty calm. You can do it, especially in the summer when it's warm, so hypothermia isn't an issue. You can do it safely, and but there's places still that are, especially right after a waterfall or a rapid, they're still dangerous, no matter what time of year you go.
Yeah.
So anyway,
anytime you're messing with water out there, you got to be careful because things can go wrong so quickly. Dealing with
Absolutely.
water out in the,
unless you're, used to rapid conditions, I wouldn't even attempt any, even below a rapid, I wouldn't attempt it because the water's just moving too fast. Even 6 inches of water that's moving fast can knock you off your feet.
Yeah, no kidding. Lorraine asked, hi, thanks for joining us. She's in the chat. She said, can somebody tell me who is speaking? This is Tony Rusi is the name that he shows up in the chat. Tony is, Lorraine has just joined us and wondered who the voices are that are.
Tony is the one that yells at me whenever I stray from the fire hole.
I have total confirmation bias about the fire hole, and the reason is because it's a literal where warm water salt versus a more not imaginary, what's the word, a more poetic where warm water salt, I guess.
Yeah, and you know what drives me crazy is like for 6 years I've been fighting back and forth. Is the fire hole, is the Madison? And what sucks is like every time Fenn talks poetically about his special place, the only other time you hear him speak poetically is about the fire hole. And I'm like the most biased person ever when it comes to the fire hole. But I finally, in my opinion, deciphered how to read the anagram I found. And it leads to the Madison. I'm sorry. It leads to the Madison.
And can't we just all agree that the Fenn's special forest special place is going to be a fishing hole? I mean,
hell yeah, 100%.
I mean, a place where you go fishing, because when he uses the metaphors and when you're listening to him in interviews and stuff, he'll say, I want every redneck in Texas, whatever, to grab his family and throw some fishing poles and go throw a fishing, he says fishing when he talks about anything that's, when he's talking about people looking for.
I can tell you, along the fire hole and along the Madison, there were tons of families, and they were all swimming together in the river. It was awesome. It was. I think we're lucky in this way. It's got to be either in the Madison or along the fire hole somewhere. I think we're lucky in that respect. it's still a huge area. It's still a needle in a haystack because it's 20 miles of river.
Sitting under, like he talks about sitting under a tree, bringing his fishing pole out there, and then just sitting under the tree for an hour before he even casts his line, just to be at that fishing spot and just look and just be in awe, sit under a tree.
Here's something okay, I just thought of this. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Below, okay, this is in the Firehole Canyon, and it's a real canyon. It's deep, and I can't imagine an 80-year-old even getting down there. But there's a just after the Firehole Falls, maybe a quarter mile down river from there, there is a perfect mirrored image of, you remember the illustration where Fenn is jumping into a tree to get away from a mountain lion or a cougar or something, and there's a boot on the ground?
Yeah.
It stopped me cold in my tracks because this looked like a mirror image of that. It's a tree right next to a precipice, and there's spots on there where you could jump off into the tree, and I just read Rambling and Rumbling like 2 nights ago, and there was something about him having a hiding spot on a roof that was covered by a tree. There's something in Rambling and Rumblings, and he's talking about a tree, and the branches are creating a hiding spot on the roof. And you can go look this up. It's in there. And it just struck me. It's like it would be a really good place to hide something, because you're not going to stumble over it because it's not on the ground. But it's just a thought.
I think it's a good one. I'm looking at the chat and see Alan K. Oh, he says too far to walk page. Yeah. Much more than a fishing hole, says David Na. Worth a case of Great Bed at least. Nice to see you, David. We went mad on the Madison Fenn t-shirts in the lobby. Says Albert.
That's hysterical.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's going to be somewhere along the Firehole or the Madison. And
it won't surprise me.
Oh, who knows? Maybe
I know.
Cynthia's already figured it out.
Mm-hmm. I hope so. And she shares it with us. Well, you guys, I need to jump off here. I think I need to be done for the night. And so anyway, I'm gonna, yeah, thank you so much for jumping on with us, Tony, and sharing your info.
Thank you for letting me come on. I really appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, not a problem. And Candy too. What about you? Thank you for coming on with me tonight and hanging out, and for all your thoughts on the Madison. Favorite fishing holes.
Candy, are you going to go down? Are you going to go down to Yellowstone anytime this summer?
I don't know. Depends. I'm waiting on the producers to let me know what's going on, but I do want to try and make it down there.
Yeah, because that's the one thing I know for sure. Cynthia is supposed to be back sometime in August. She's still there.
She's already there right now.
How long. I don't think she's going to leave.
Okay, if you guys, okay, here's another option. If you guys want to stay on and talk give me about 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, I can keep this running and
come back and join us.
I'm ready to.
Yeah. Can you? So what do you think?
Yeah, I can hold down the fort.
Okay.
I can wait too.
Okay. You guys keep everybody in. I'm gonna add here. Wait, where do I go to make
Can you make me a host
participant?
while you're gone?
Make you a host. Yeah, that way you can let people in.
Let the crazies in. We're all crazy.
I know
We're
how
all
to kick
mad
people
here.
out, so it's okay. Not put in waiting room. Make host. Here we go. Okay, you guys, I'll be right back.
In the waiting room.
Yeah, I'd love to hear Alan. I'd love to hear Alan.
Yeah,
go
let
on
Alan
and,
in.
talk about.
Is he in?
No, but
Well,
I'll
let me
see you
send him
guys in a
that.
few.
Okay. Let's see
So,
who
Candy,
else
have
I
you
could
guys-
drag in here.
Candy, have you guys narrowed it down to 11 Mile, or are you still? You were talking about cable car way at the other end.
Yeah, so cable car, actually let me show you this real fast in some hosts. I could screen share for a second. This is what Galaxy was talking about earlier. And it's funny because Gallatin already had this a while ago. And she was telling me, don't share it, don't share it. Well, now we all shared this stuff, so I think there's no going back from here. Let me see if I can find it real fast. Tis something that makes you go, that looks awfully familiar. So let me see if I can find it. Yeah, because I wish Gallatin would join right now because she's got some amazing research and ideas to
I wish you
narrow it
get
down.
on too. I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear. What her thinking is.
Can you see that?
Yes.
Does that look familiar to you?
Yeah, it does.
That's our spot.
I'm not sure what time it is, but I'm going to hold it so the Wyoming state line is north-south, up-down.
So the illustration teaches with ropes. We've got the Madison River, and then it cuts off at Cable Cart Run, right? And then on the other side, it'll show you Baker's Hole. Well, this right here is Baker's Hole, and then the other half is not Baker's Hole. So one part's Montana, one part's Wyoming, and it just so happens this is actually the spot where Fenn talks about in an interview where he says they had a favorite fishing hole, him and his dad, and the Madison River ended up moving because of the earthquake, and the fishing hole isn't there anymore.
Okay, so it's on the Wyoming line, which fits the on the border clue. And
Yep.
so you want to be on the Wyoming side, right? Okay.
Yep.
So did the river move basically south, or did it move north? In other words, where is this dry spot with this tree? Is it north or is it south?
I'm not sure. I'd have to ask Gallatin. She's good with geography. I'm terrible at it.
I mean, it looks like there's a huge area where the river could have moved north. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, like, because I think she found a picture from like a while ago where it shows the difference. And what's interesting is this area that we totally think it's at is the only spot where it's safe for you to ford the Madison River and cross.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, and then what's even better is what used to be in the area.
If I remember correctly, it is really shallow in that area, and it would be easy to cross. It's much easier than 9 Mile Hole or 11 Mile Hole.
I believe it's Riverside, Lake City Riverside, which I think is so funny because I live in Riverside, so I'm like, haha. But it's like the little Y thing right here. She found an illustration in the book that matches up to this little Y part right here, and that's where you ford. Like, Gallatin's a freaking genius. People underestimate her. But yeah, it's like people are saying this looks like the pie, but we think it's the dove and the moon on the turtle.
Okay, can you put an indicator on that picture? Can you tell me? Can you point to where the pie is? I do not see a pie.
I'm not saying it's a pie. Other people are saying, "Oh, look, it's the pie." From the Stone Cafe Caper, where he's sitting under the tree and he's holding a pie. There's a little picture.
Pie, P-I-E, or Greek letter P-H-I?
No, P-I-E, where he's holding the pie that he ate from Miss Mary. I think her name was Miss Mary Grandma or something. And he got in trouble because he went out and ate the pie.
Right. Okay.
So people are saying the
Because
shape of this mimics the shape of the pie in the book.
oh wow.
But
Well, it may
me and
be.
Gallatin, see the turtle or the dove on top of the turtle over the moon.
Okay, so you're saying you're talking about. I can see something that looks like a person with a very long arm, like dumping something out of a circular pan, and then underneath it is a bird type shape. Is that what you're
Yeah,
talking
you see
about?
the bird head and then the little tail at the butt.
Right. Yeah. That's where you think it is?
Yeah, that's where we
Okay.
think it is.
That's. I wonder if Cynthia knows that.
Don't
I
tell
wonder
her,
if she
she's
puts
gonna
the crew
steal
out
her
there yet.
thunder. She's gonna go
No.
right there and be like, I knew it was here all along. I'll be like, I got you.
No, I mean, because 9 Mile Hole and 11 Mile Hole are nowhere near this. This is, isn't the state line like 3 miles from the, okay.
Well,
I'll
you're
have to get
looking
a
at
better-
you're looking at the border,
Where's the
right?
state?
So like I don't know if it's the left or the right, that's Montana, and then the other side's Wyoming. But Gallatin also found the loophole with the jurisdiction. So even if you were in Montana, that area, because it's still in the park, falls under the jurisdiction of Wyoming.
Okay. Well, all I know is what you have marked as Riverside that's the Montana side, and Riverside is the old name of West Yellowstone. That's all Montana. So if you're in Wyoming, you have to be on the right
Right here.
side of
Yeah,
that
see?
line. Yep.
Right there.
So that is, God dang, that's still a ways. That's way more than 500 feet from the road. So I have a problem with that. But
This is where
it's
Fenn used to
interesting,
go
and
all the time with his dad to go fishing. It was one of their favorite fishing holes.
well, yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Okay, the river is probably about 400 feet wide there. Maybe it is possible. If you're considering people on the northern shore there to be who you're talking about, they could be within 500 feet of the.
Well, guess
of
what
the butt
used
of
to
the
be
bird.
right here? Right around here used to be Fennhaven. So all Fenn would
Right.
have to do is go out of Fennhaven, cross right here, and there's your favorite fishing spot.
Yeah, I think the Wyoming border is about 3 miles into the park, though. So there's a 3 mile hike from the town to the Wyoming border. Which
Yeah,
is
but
not
no, Fennhaven
impossible to do.
wasn't in West Yellowstone. Fennhaven was right, like Gallatin needs to get her butt on here. She's the one that found it. Fennhaven was like right around this area because it was Montana, and it was right
It was
outside of West
Barnes
Yellowstone.
Hole. It was.
Yeah, so like this is Barnes
Fennhaven.
Hole, all this right here.
Well, you can see the road that's making a Y, just on the other side of the human shape.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, that's where Barnes Hole used to be. They had a barn there, and for stagecoaches and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I totally agree with you. I have a top. What do you call those? It's a view. It has like there were several buildings in this square, and I think it was in the Y. It was in between the uprights of the letter Y that road is making. So.
Well, Gallatin actually found an illustration of this exact road in the book too. I think I have a picture of it, but I don't know if she wants me to show it. Where is she?
Okay.
She needs to get on here because this woman's like a freaking like evil genius. She really is. I don't know where she went. She was in here and she ran away. And you wanna know how evil genius she is? So not talking about the Fenn treasure, talking about that treasure that just got launched on Wednesday. It was called Houston's booty, right? It was $300,000 treasure. I was like,
Wow.
Gallatin, we're teaming up. We're going to find this. We've been working on the chase, right? So she's like, okay. I send it to her. She watched the video, 10 minutes. And in the video, it talks about, okay, you have to be west of Red Feathers, Colorado, north of Mexico, California, and south of Twisk, Washington. And she's the little genius that decided we're going to take each one of these points mentioned and we're going to draw lines until they all intersect. And so the moment she did that, it gives you Belmont Mill, Nevada. And we're researching these ghost towns, right? It's like Belmont Mill, and then there's this other one. And we're joking around. We're like, wouldn't it be funny if it was like in this or in here? And it turns out today, some random dude from Mississippi found the damn treasure in Belmont Mill, Nevada, in the same spot we were saying it was going to be found.
Could you do me a favor and move? Could you, Candy? Can you move the picture back so I can see the bird butt? Hello. Are you still there? Hello? Oh, Galaxy.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I don't hear Candy anymore.
Yeah, I don't know where she went to.
Are you Gallatin Ghost?
No, Galaxy. Now, what were you
Okay.
going to say about the picture?
About the bird?
Yeah,
I
that.
just wanted to see the. Well, what I was trying to determine is if it was within 500 feet of the north side of the Madison in that area. That was the 500 foot. You know, general passersby have been within 500 feet, and the people that have sent me pictures of exactly where they are, or were within 200 feet. You remember that quote?
Yeah.
From Fenn? Yeah. So I was
It's
trying.
got to
I
be
was trying
pretty
to see if it
close.
fit. Yes, it is really close. It's definitely plausible, in my opinion.
You know what? The part that I always think of is when he says, I got lucky that nobody was around. That makes me think of like it would be in a popular type spot, maybe a fishing spot, where he got there
Absolutely, yeah.
early, or it was later on and he was lucky that nobody else was around.
What surprised me is, yeah, he did get lucky, because I mean, I was there for 3 days, and every day after 2 p.m., from 2 to 5 p.m., the road along the Madison is a parking lot, and it's moving at about 15 miles an hour, but it's packed with people. So
But
if
you never
he was
see
there in the
anybody on the
morning,
other side, right?
no, that's true. Yes, these are just people trying to get out of the park to go get something to eat, or whatever. But they have no idea about any type of treasure. It's surprising to me how many people have never even heard of the Fenn treasure, even though it's
Couldn't
been
you
found.
see that? I could see that too, that he made his favorite spot like just inside the park. So while everyone was trying to rush to get to the popular spots, he could just like slip in there and it didn't take long, and easy access.
Yeah, and if I just can't, I really, I believe really that Fenn, he may have not had an engineering degree, but the Army Air Corps is going to give you the equivalent of an engineering degree in terms of education if they make you a pilot. Do you know what I mean? The guy
Oh yeah.
knew about the guy knew a lot more than people gave him credit for, and I think if he's, just to triangulate, you have to have 3 different radio signals to triangulate a spot on a map. When he got taught navigation, he became well equipped to go hide a treasure somewhere. And that's what I've been looking for. Is I want 3 lines, 3 bearings in pilot turns that cross, and somehow that's got to be related to the poem. And when I heard stuff like Terry Scant with Marvel Gaze, it's just too weird. It gives you 2 points. It's giving you a line, in my opinion. So but you need at least 3 of them. The third one being a confirmer to pinpoint a precise location.
It makes me think of the illustration where they're playing marbles.
Yeah. How so?
I think there's 3 marbles down on the ground in a triangle position.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what clues that you're supposed to use to make. But see, the 3 lines also give you an asterisk symbol, and that he's mentioned that in the books in several places. So that has to be. It may be just a confirmer, but if he's using lines out of the poem like "Hear me now and listen good," if that is a reference to a telephone line, a utility run, that would be one. And then you have Terry Scant with Marvel Gaze. Who knows what that means? That's another line. And then what was the other? I had another one. Can't think of it now. But I had 3. I was drawing lines all over the place, trying to come up with something that intersected. Just getting something to intersect is not that easy. Two lines can intersect easily. It's the third line that gives you the problem.
Yeah, it'd be nice to know the answers, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, when the documentarian asked me what I would want to say to Jack, I said something like, "Hey, man, please put us out of our misery, okay? We're wasting our lives on something that is really trivial and means nothing to anybody else. Nobody cares except us."
Hi, you guys, I'm back. What'd I miss?
Somehow we lost Candy. Galaxy joined.
Oh, Candy's back. Galaxy,
Candy?
nice
Hello?
to see you. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Okay.
Oh, now I'm finally back in.
How'd you lock yourself out?
My phone
I
died.
saw you in the waiting room. Oh, I should have looked in the mirror before I came back in better.
Oh,
Wow.
what happened?
Nothing. I got a glimpse of myself on camera, and it's like, oh, good God.
Susie.
Every time it's just like, no. I'm self-conscious.
Susie,
I'm
you
not gonna
always
look.
great.
Mm-hmm.
Susie,
You
look
missed
great. I
it.
don't know what.
All right, thank you. What did I miss? Candy
You may
got
have
booted
missed
somehow.
me possibly swaying Tony into agreeing with the Madison with what I showed him.
Yeah, I
Oh.
can definitely see it's a. I have to check it out now. I'm gonna have to go there. It's a lot easier than my solve because my solve is like a 3-mile hike. So, but getting to the right spot is gonna be. Well, I haven't.
If
been
you
there,
find
so I'm not gonna,
the emerald ring, you got to give it to Gallatin because she's a redhead.
If I find the what?
The emerald ring.
Oh, the ring. Do you really think the ring is still out there and just fell out?
I think there is. I think the emerald ring is out there.
But what about our theory we came up with that one night when whoever made the fake blaze took the ring and thought, I don't want the rest of the bull crap that this could come with, took the, I like that
Oh,
conceit.
that's it. Interesting. So Candy, is Two Ribbons on the south side of the river there? Isn't that pretty close to the trailhead for Two Ribbons?
I'm not sure.
Two Ribbons, like
Okay.
RIBBONS.
Yeah,
Ribbons?
if you get the Yellowstone map out, the first thing identified along the Madison after you leave West Yellowstone is a trailhead for Two Ribbons. Let me see if I can find it.
All I know is Gallatin discovered that Fennhaven was literally like right, like not even a couple hundred feet from here.
Well,
so
Forrest was collecting pieces of string, a ribbon.
So Fennhaven was inside Yellowstone Park?
I thought it was on Boundary Street.
it was like right before
Yeah,
it, like
But isn't Boundary Street right on the boundary? I mean, of the state end of Yellowstone, isn't it? Like,
yeah, like you could literally
I don't
go
know.
from Boundary Street through. Gallatin said this. God, she needs to get on here. She tells me so much stuff.
No,
I'm
she
hard to
meant
like.
she meant that it was on Boundary Street, I believe, and you could walk right from there into the park.
Yeah, so Boundary Street's right there, and then there's the dude and everything, and you go into that little spot in the forest, it'll take you into the park. Fennhaven was like right there, so all he had to do was leave Fennhaven and it would take him right to that spot.
Yeah, but it's
71
a mile.
people. Hi, everybody in the chat. I just saw that there are 72 people watching. That's amazing. I want to say hi to Copper Dan. Hi, Copper Dan. Nice to see you. I saw his name go by. Tom Mahaffey. Nice to see you again tonight. Packer Jack is in here. Zozo Rocks. Did I say hi to you? And Whammy Cheetah Hoop. Cheetah Hop. Hi. Okay.
All I know
I just
is
said just go ahead.
Well, Cynthia is always saying, Tony, you need a canyon. Tony, you need a canyon. And I don't see a canyon. I mean, there's a canyon on one side, but I'd have to go out and check and see the bird
okay?
spot.
So is Red Canyon around there anywhere?
A Red Canyon?
Red Canyon. That's the name of it. Red Canyon.
That's Montana.
Red Canyon.
Is it?
That's like on the other side of Hegman, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Again.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because I thought I could twist it, and in the canyon down. You read the word canyon. Oh, Gallatin goes. I'm going to let Gallatin in. You read the word canyon. So what if it's Red Canyon? READ and RED, red.
Gallatin
Anyway,
said she's gonna
hi
kill
Gallatin.
me right
Nice
now.
to see you.
Woman, you said I could. What the fuck?
Andy, I said you could share the Harlequin Lake.
I asked if I could share the photos.
Did she just share all your information? I missed it.
Yes.
Do I have to delete this now?
No, it's
Yes.
okay.
No, wait a minute. No, don't do it.
Oh, Andy, if I didn't love you so much, woman, I would just,
Spilling secrets on the Fennhaven Friday.
Galaxy literally brought up how Tony what's Steve Buck? Steve Buck posted the same photo you had, right? And everyone was already talking about it. So I said, okay, that's why I asked you if I could share the photos, because it was already out there, and it wasn't your photo. It was his own version of it. And so I was like, okay, there you go.
Whatever. We're all just after answers, right? And this nothing is saying this is the correct one, but
I'm gonna have to send her a huge bottle of tequila now.
Okay,
Gallatin,
everyone in
I'd
the
really
chat.
like.
I just wanted to say this is Gallatin Ghost, everybody, because I'm seeing that I'm the only one on camera, and I don't know how to make you guys show up your names. I don't know how to make it work. So
I don't know.
If you
I
don't
just
come
got
on
out of the
camera, then
shower,
you're not.
so.
But so far we have Tony Rusi, we have Gallatin Ghost, we have Galaxy, we have Chase and Indy. That's who we're working with. And go ahead. You guys.
Soon Chasing Indy's gonna be 6 feet under.
Yeah, I get out of the
Under what?
shower and I'm like, I go on and I'm like, holy crap, Indy. So yeah,
I'm
but
sorry,
there
I thought
is
you said it could.
no, I was just talking about the teachers with ropes that led me to where I was going.
Okay.
It's
Gallatin,
okay. It's
can I
out
ask
there.
That spot's in New Mexico. What are you talking about?
Gallatin, is this the bird butt spot? Is that in a canyon, in your opinion?
It's off of Madison Canyon, and it's the dove on the moon. If you look at the aerial photo, it's the dove on the moon, and the river has moved. And if you look, the lumberjack is looking at the dove on the moon. That represents the Wyoming border, and he's looking at the dove on the moon.
Okay. So which way has the river moved? Is the river moved south?
The river
where it
moves
used to
south.
be?
Well, it's kind of southwest because the curvature of the river used to be right underneath that green shading of it's actually a hill, kind of like a hill. So that used to be right underneath that. If you pull up the picture again, you can see it. That's why he mentions in his shower scrapbook to look at the shapes. There's the dove on the moon. The lumberjack is Wyoming, of course, on the state seal, and it's looking right at the dove on the moon.
So is the tree that you believe that he sat under still there?
I'm sure it is. There should be
Okay, so
3 pine trees, one of them much taller than the other.
Allison, I told Tony if he goes there and he finds an emerald ring, he has to give it to you because you're a redhead.
Okay.
I'd be happy to give it to you. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this has no monetary value to me. I want peace of mind. I want to not have to think about this anymore.
All of us do.
You know
So,
what I mean?
if this is the way it's got to be done, then so be it. There's no sense in keeping secrets. And it's a place that I wanted to go to and find. But if you're already in the area, it's already out there. I can share with the chat in the room other things I have found that lead me to this point.
I'd like to know what your home of Brown is.
The home of Brown, actual, there's all kinds of, like I said, I've mentioned it before. I studied all kinds of fishing reports and things like that. But I originally thought home of Brown was brown trout, right? And it does have a double meaning. Yes, brown trout do swim up, swim to, and they overwinter in Hebgen Lake and they hatch there in the Madison. But okay, I've mentioned that odd scrapbook that was read at the finale by Mr. Smell the Sunshine, Matt.
Squirt.
The squirt. It was the scrapbook, the squirt, and everybody was kind of puzzled about what it meant. There's only one other time Forrest mentions squirt, and that is in the scrapbook Bessie and Me. Not scrapbook, the chapter Bessie and Me. She's further down in the barn. Barn's hole is right there. Okay. So he tells us that, if Bessie is further down in the barn and she's got her fly swatter, which translates to fly water, you know. So she's right there, and it's you know, it makes sense to me that she's further down in the barn. Barn's hole starts right there. And I think with Jack not wanting to share the solve, that was Forrest's way of saying, well, hey guys, here, I can give you Homer Brown. That's why that squirt scrapbooks was so out of place.
Mahaffey in the chat says brown is not capitalized for trout, but I would argue that brown trout is a species of trout. Therefore, true, capitalization is not, I mean, that's a thing. So I'm actually not ruling that out. And isn't it the home of, isn't it where brown trout was introduced, like the German brown trout or something? I don't know.
Von Bear.
They were introduced at the fight bowl.
But you guys are forgetting, at the Fenn finale, Fenn signed the book, one of the books he gave away. And in the book, he did an illustration and he capitalized the brown for brown trout. And he drew a little brown trout fish.
Have you guys ever heard the saying, how now, brown cow?
Yup.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah. And Bessie's further down in the barn. Yeah.
Gallatin, what about...
I'd really like to talk about where brown trout were first introduced in Yellowstone. According to what I've read, it was by the U.S. Army, which was running Yellowstone at the time. And there was a U.S. Army tent camp on near Oyo Caliente on Fountain Flats. And so it was close to where the Madison, or not the Madison, but the Firehole and the Nez Perce Creek mouth was in 1890. Not where it is today, because the river has been changed. The course of the river has been changed. It used to be a continuous piece of land that this little town was in. Now the river runs smack dab right through where the town was. So part of this archaeological site is actually under the current location of the Firehole River. Anyway, the whole point is home of Brown was where these Von Bear brown trout were first transplanted in 1890.
Yeah, I can see that, and I did think that myself. Brown trout were my capital B forever until I got to I had the feeling that Bessie might be the brown. That's her home, is in the barn.
Oh, so that's the brown. Okay.
Yeah, so I switched to Bessie, especially when he mentions the squirt at the finale. So I had to go back, where have I heard squirt before? And it's in Bessie and Me, and they are all hanging there like wet socks. Okay. Wet socks.
Oh, yeah.
See what I mean? You cross the river at that point. It is only ankle deep in the summertime. Right there at that point.
Yeah. That makes so much sense. Oh my God. That's like a light bulb, because that has always kind of bothered me. Why is he making a deal about his
shoes and his socks all the time? Because you take your shoes and socks off and you wade across the river. It is safe for
that makes sense. I like it.
Yeah, I was just going to comment on Gallatin.
You've been there?
Yes, I have. Many times.
Speak up.
Go ahead, Gallatin.
Gallatin, you've been out to the site.
I have been to that stretch of the river before, yes, but I was always on the Montana side. The river? I have been crossing the river for years. I have always crossed the river
under the tree.
No, I haven't. But okay. Within the last, just because I couldn't shake it, I couldn't let it go. I've just been studying, and when he released the squirt scrapbook, read at the finale, I was like, why is this thing so odd? Why does it stick out like this? And then I had to backpedal and go, I've been in the wrong place across the Madison. It's not at 9 Mile. It's not at 7 Mile Bridge. It's not further down in Montana. It's right there at the damn border. He went to the Borders bookshop twice and got wet. It was raining twice at
Gallatin,
Borders.
you said the
Frustrating.
scrapbook.
Mhm.
So he's pointing us to the corner of the Madison and Boundary Street,
Exactly.
where the dude sign is,
Yes.
where
And you can
the
walk
shadow of the
straight.
dude, is cast upon the Madison,
You got it.
during the daytime. And what does
Mhm.
that kind of point back to? His preface in Too Far to Walk, where
You
he
got it.
cemented his legacy, or
Yeah.
I don't know how he says it, but
Yeah. His cast a long shadow across the Madison, but he can't get back because it's too far to walk.
see,
It's not a far distance, but you can't get back into that time again when it was special with his family.
my
So-
saw led me to the corner of the dude like that.
Yes.
And that's where I felt like that leading me to the dude was a map to the boundary where
Yep.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
It says, you guys, I'm reading right out of it says, the river experience cemented my connection to that special country. And I promised myself that someday I would make the trip again. That day never came for me. And my disappointment still casts a lonesome shadow across the Madison River. For me now, it's just too far to walk. So what if that the Madison River has changed so much since he was a kid that now there's actual cement where the Madison River used to be.
Oh, check this out, Susie. You're gonna love this, and I love to hear the room in the chat. He mentioned Skippy and how everybody wanted to see him with his washing machine, airplane, or whatever. But what do you expect for free admission? You walk right across the street. Again, no place for biddies. He can cross the street anytime he wanted to. Free admission into the park, right down Riverside Trail. You cross the damn river, and it's right there. It's very simple. It is straightforward. If you drop a pin at the Dude Motel, or actually a block up is the old Fennhaven right there on Boundary Street. Drop a pin, go across. It is straightforward, literally.
Borders.
Right. It's kind of like sickeningly simple.
I think 423 plays a part in it somewhere too. I
It's
don't
so
know why.
What is
Or why?
What is the
'Cause-
fake blaze and what is the blaze?
There you go. If you go out there, if you are able to go, the fake blaze is actually, if you get down there by Barnes Hole, you will see a fishing sign that says fly fishing only. That's the sign Forrest wanted everybody to see. Remember his dad? He was so proud of the sign. He wanted everybody to see it.
You guys are forgetting
It's
something.
right there.
You guys are forgetting something very important. Okay, Gallatin, do you remember
What?
how Barnes Hole, it has barn, all that
Mhm.
stuff? You remember, you look at the history, it had the barn in it.
Yep.
So
Brown's
this
Camp.
was Ben's actual response to Dale about searchers leaving fake blazes. He said, what about tying a ribbon on a tree or nailing some kind of object to a tree? If everyone does the same thing, then it will not be confused with what I did. Maybe nailing a calling card to an abandoned house or a barn,
Right.
or whatever is near where they thought the treasure was.
There's so many references to barns. Plus, there are 3 holes at Barnes. Now, where have you heard that before? Number 3?
In the middle. In the
Three
middle.
bay.
You guys have to Bobby D in the chat says Susie Fennhaven. That's why Fenn wanted us to squirt water along the roads at the Dude. It was his last request, and a few of us did it. That says Bobby D in the chat. And I also want to say, Galaxy, what were you gonna say about 42 or what?
423, April 23rd.
423. Galaxy, are you still here?
Yeah, that was the only thing that we knew about his dad, and it was important to him for some reason.
Oh yeah, 423. What? Right.
You mean Block
I
4,
think-
Section 23?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
He'll-
if you look at the illustration, it's the same exact matchup for the cut down stumps in the illustration, the big one. It shows 4 rows and then I think it's like 23 stumps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
23.
He even tells you where to cross. He tells you where to cross.
Oh.
If you cross at the third hole. He said he took 3 Babe Ruth candy bars. Babe Ruth's nickname was the Sultan of SWAT, right? His number is also number 3, Sultan of SWAT. And Bessie had her fly swatter for her tail. You know, it all.
Yeah, that was
I also heard.
rambling and rumbling. Too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There was something about him tying a rock to the cow's tail, and the cow whacked him in the head with a rock.
Right.
It was with the chair, wasn't it?
With the stool, yeah.
He tied the stool to the tail.
He tied her tail to the stool, but she swatted it so hard that the stool went flying and he got a brown streak on his pants.
And I wanted to say one thing about that Baby Ruth candy bar reference about there used to be advertising for Baby Ruth candy bars that said they give you enough energy to last.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say it's an hour each, or is it 3 hours each, or
I actually think I still have that photo, Susie. Let me send it to you.
okay, I knew that. And so there's like a time associated. So 3 candy bars worth is like 3 hours, you know?
No,
And
it's not
so-
hours, it's miles. It gives you miles. It says like if you have
Yeah, how many miles you can
many-
go on a candy bar? Yeah.
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 And
So
so
it
if
gives
there
you a
were 2 of
distance.
them,
But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, Galaxy. I'm sorry I butted in.
Is Gallison still there? Oh, there she is.
Huh?
Gallison's
yeah,
finding
and
thinking-
Galaxy. But
Gallison's
he
thinking
was coming
ways
up
to
with.
kill me
So
and
what?
hide my body.
But what do you have for that 423? What did you come up with for that? Do you have
I felt like it was special to his dad because it was a time.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of think of it as maybe it's associated with like a shadow.
423 a shadow.
Yeah.
I like
Oh,
that.
so
We know that shadow is, I mean, this is an important theme. And time is an important theme in our chase, just because of all the time
I'd love
references.
to know what the dude shadow looks like in the summertime at 423.
That would be
Yeah,
Well,
when
it's
did
about
you
a
go
month.
there? What date? June 5th.
June
Hey,
5th.
huh? June 5th.
Well, it's still close enough. If you went and looked at it today, it would be a close indication of what it would be on June 5th. It's not that far off.
What if it's like pointing into the woods right across the street or something,
That would be completely obvious, and it would still be pointing there. I can go do that. I was thinking about going back probably Monday.
Ooh, do it, Tony. Let us know what you see. That would
also,
that's
I-
exciting.
I think too, like if you go to that actual spot, the Madison River and the boundary, your shadow is going to be the same, as the dude too. So, whichever way your shadow is pointing at that exact spot might tell you
Yeah,
something.
I was actually looking at a shadow of a tree along the Firehole Canyon for the same reason, and it's about a 45-degree angle that the sun is making at this time, and it's also about 45 degrees south of east. So it's in the southeast direction. Easiest way to put it. The shadow is going in a southeast direction.
I got
So-
another one for y'all. He mentions Dizzy Dean, Satchel Paige, and he says, "Oh, look, Feller, that's also Bob Feller. Do you know all three of those guys went barnstorming?"
Oh,
And I like that. It's good. Eric Sloan, Love Barnes.
You got
that's
it.
another
Gallus-
thing. Oh, that's another one. I see
You
my
got
name in
it.
the chat. RF says, when you fly, do you fly out of Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport? I do. I am south of Minneapolis St. Paul. Where am I flying to now?
Gallatin,
Huh?
Gallatin, I wanted to ask you if is Madison Junction where warm water salt? Is that what
Yes.
you're using for this
Yes.
solution?
Yes.
It is. Okay.
Mhm.
Just wanted to verify that.
Yes, I went where warm water salt was Madison Junction. Taking in the canyon down. I didn't go directional down. I went downstream. So I took the canyon down to followed all the kids down the rope. And then I ended up over at Riverside Drive. And yeah, that's where I went from there. And then all the clues just kind of they get smaller and more precise as you go. And I realized that Forrest was giving us directions from his swimming hole at the fire hole back to his house in Fennhaven. So he was riding his bicycle backwards. So
That's so good. That's
Oh.
great. Isn't it?
Gallatin's totally thinking of ways to kill me and hide the body. I can hear it in her thinking and breathing.
I don't want to pass it. Zozo Rock says George Herman Ruth had 21 nicknames, including Babe Ruth, Sultan of SWAT. That's what you guys are talking about. And I mean, I didn't catch that. I didn't know. So I'm learning some. Thank you for sharing that. King of Crash, the
Great Bambino.
Colossus of Clout, and the Great Bambino.
There's so many, but his number was number 3. Babe Ruth's number is number 3. I'm a huge Yankees fan. So that was like a duh moment for me when I was like, wait a minute. Oh my goodness. And then there, the 3 holes, the 3 Barnes holes, and you can cross so easily right there. You don't need waders. You don't need to do anything but take off your shoes and roll up your pants. That's it. So
are you crossing on the Wyoming side or over by Barnes Hole?
You have to cross actually on the Madison side where it's shallow, and then you hike up. It's not very far, but you have to kind of backtrack a little bit.
Oh, okay. So you're not crossing at Barnes Hole then?
Yes, I am. Yeah, but Barnes Hole is in Montana. But you have to cross over. So it's right on the border. It's literally right on the border of Montana and Wyoming.
Okay, so but the Barnes Hole is on the Montana side.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Is that correct?
The Barnes fishing hole.
Barnes Hole is on the Montana side.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Susie, I just sent you a new email. I found the photos.
Okay.
But yeah,
I'm online shopping.
If you went from Fennhaven or the Dude, either one, it's about a 1.5 mile walk through the woods, or you can take Riverside Trail. I personally think Forrest and Skippy, maybe Forrest, Skippy, and his dad maybe made their own trail off of the main one, free admission right into the park. And there's probably, maybe some markers along the way. And I'm pretty sure a fake blaze somewhere over there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So after you cross the river, how far do you think you have to go to be underneath the bird butt?
Maybe 300 feet, maybe not far, but he also told Dale, well, excuse me, Forrest told Dale, you were what, 100 yards away, which is 300 feet, give or take. What we're taking is fact, and what we're taking is maybe Forrest having a little fun with Dale. He said, but you didn't have to be looking or something like that.
You weren't searching there.
Yeah, that's where Dale snapped the picture. He wasn't looking at the time. He just took the picture. So, that's,
Yeah, he was sent there.
you see what I mean? It's not that far, but that cover on, too far to walk is that stretch of the Madison. He wasn't looking, but Forrest sent him to that spot to take a picture.
Don't forget about the part in
just-
Rumblings and Ramblings where he literally says in that area is where he and his dad found like one of their favorite fishing holes, and then the Madison moved, and now that fishing hole doesn't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that you can drive down Riverside Drive, and Riverside right there. You could park your car right there, right near the river. So, and then it's not that difficult. It's not that hard. You don't have to cut through, how, where the dude is on Riverside Trail. You don't have to hike that. You can drive your car right into the park, pull down Riverside, and park it at one of the holes. So, and then all you have to do is cross.
Absolutely true. You solved my biggest problem, is because he said one thing to Dale about being within, I don't know, 500 feet or something. And then, according to Shiloh, he said, well, actually, it was only 200 feet or something. It was even a shorter distance that Shiloh remembered Fenn saying about how close Dale got. Isn't it Dale? Isn't Dale the correct pronunciation?
Dale, yeah.
Yeah, everybody calls him Dal because it looks like Dal, but it's actually Dale.
Exactly, yeah. And I like Dale. He's always been very cordial to me throughout the years, just via email and stuff. So I have nothing bad to say about Dale. He seems like a stand-up guy. But I think, like I said, all of us are after answers, and maybe this is the only way to do it. I work a lot, so maybe I can't get up there in time, but I'm just ready to be done with it. So
I want to acknowledge,
it's a good thing. It's a good thing you spilled the beans.
Yeah, there you go. Closer to letting it go. I want to say hello to Lavender Blonde in the chat. And nice to see you. And who else do I see? Mojo Man Mike. Hi, how are you doing? Can you park nearby though? Says Mojo Man Mike.
Yeah,
you can park right at the third hole. You can park right there. Riverside Drive is paved now. It's easy. It's a piece of cake.
Exactly. It is. It's very, very simple. This is not like, this is just like a theory and a solve that isn't proven by any stretch. So please, I have no confirmers or confirmation on any of this. This is just,
this is coming from a woman that literally almost found $300,000 treasure hunt with like 10 minutes looking at the video. Shush,
I don't want to talk about that, please.
Okay, well, Tony, what were you just saying, or was that Galaxy? Tony, what
Susie,
were you saying?
I want to tell you what I want to tell you what I found on my trip out to Ojo. Okay.
Okay.
Because of what Cynthia found, which was this archaeological map made around 1990 by a group from the MSAW, they found the ford across the fire hole that used to be the end of Old Fountain Pack Trail. That trail doesn't exist anymore. It was completely destroyed by the fire in 1988. So there's no trail there now. but the fort is still there. You can go straight into the woods. You end up underneath the telephone lines. There's no paddle up your creek that goes right there. It's right underneath the telephone lines. If you look up, you see a bunch of, it's like a cliff with a bunch of holes in it that look like bear dens, and all the rocks are rusted, and rust is an indication of gold. I don't know what this place is. This is the place that I've found. I haven't even told anyone this, not even the documentarians, about how this place, to me, looks like an old gold mine.
That's
There are holes
awesome.
that look like, and it's, you were talking about Red Canyon.
This
This place looks red because it's all rusty.
Cool.
The rock face is covered with rust, and that's water action. That's water leaching iron out of the area, and it's depositing on the face, giving it iron red rust patina, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's great. I can't wait to find out. I can't wait to see what but you're just saying that, you're just telling us this spot. This is something that you found.
This is what I found where I thought I was going to find the blaze. This is what I found. And
that's really
I don't know
awesome.
if it means anything. I don't know. And I did not have the energy to go up into the area because it's pretty steep. And I had gone in the long way. I had gone in underneath the telephone line. So I had already walked a mile and a half. If you take off from the Firehole Ford access point, it's about it's maybe 500 feet from Fountain Flat Drive. The bend on Fountain Flat Drive where it goes directly south.
And that's close to where you park your car.
Well, you can't park your car there, but you can park it down at Maiden's Spring, which is only like, I don't know, less than 500 feet south. You're going to have to walk a little bit. I mean, if you park off the side of the road, it's not going to hurt your vehicle. It's not swampy in that area. So you could just park off the side of where it turns south. You could park there, but it's not a legal parking spot, if you know what I mean.
Right.
It would just.
It's not a parking lot.
Just be it's not a parking lot. Correct.
Right. Yeah. Very interesting. Well, I can't wait to watch us all back and see what everyone had to say in the chat. It's hard to do when it's happening in real time, but okay, you guys, I am going to close it down this time though. I think this has been long enough. It's 11:17, but thank you so much. This has been great. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Galaxy. Thank you, Gallatin Ghost. Thank you, Indy, for coming on again and holding down the fort, you know. Well, you know.
Don't throw this away.
Stirring up shit.
It's great.
Gallatin, can I keep this up?
Yeah, it's okay.
All your secrets. Okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
Just want to know which searcher she's going to reach out to ask help hide my body. That's what's really going through my mind right now.
You'll be fine, everybody.
I love it, you guys. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you, Gallatin.
Thanks for coming
Candy.
on.
Thank you, Susie.
You bet. Y'all have a good night.
See you guys later.
Thanks, Tony.
See you
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Have a good night, everybody. I'm pushing buttons.